The Roman Empire stretched farther than any civilization the world had ever seen. Its roads crossed deserts, forests, and mountains. Its legions conquered kingdoms and crushed rebellions. But beyond Rome's borders, in the cold wilderness of Germania, there were places where Roman power faded into darkness. In the year 100 AD, one forgotten legion would face an enemy unlike any before. Snow fell softly across the northern frontier. Roman Fort Varus stood alone beside a frozen river deep in Germania. Tall wooden walls surrounded the fort. Watchtowers overlooked endless black forests where wolves howled at night. Inside the fort, exhausted Roman soldiers sharpened swords beside fire pits. Many had not seen Rome in years. Centurion Marcus Valerius walked along the walls. Scarred from decades of war, Marcus was respected by every soldier. He believed discipline kept men alive. But tonight, even Marcus felt uneasy. Far beyond the trees, drums echoed in the darkness. Rome ruled the world, but here, at the edge of the empire, the forest belonged to something older. At dawn, 2 horses returned to the fort without riders. The scouts sent north had vanished. Marcus inspected the horses. Blood stained the saddles. One horse carried a broken Roman arrow. General Titus Severus gathered his officers inside the command hall. Some believed Germanic tribes were preparing for war. Others thought the scouts were attacked by bandits. Marcus disagreed. "No bandits kill Roman scouts and leave the horses alive," he warned. The room fell silent. That night, young legionary Lucian stood guard atop the wall. He heard movement below. At first, he saw nothing but snow and trees. Then dozens of glowing eyes appeared between the forest shadows. Not wolves, men. Germanic warriors painted in ash and animal blood silently watched the fort from the darkness. Lucian froze in fear. The warriors disappeared moments later without a sound. The forest itself seemed alive, watching, waiting. Deep within the forest, tribal leader warlord Armin Wolfblood prepared for battle. Armin had united scattered Germanic tribes for one purpose: to drive Rome from their lands forever. He wore wolf fur over black iron armor taken from dead Roman soldiers. Unlike other tribal leaders, Armin understood Roman tactics. He once served as an auxiliary soldier under Rome before turning against them. Now he planned to destroy the legion from within. General Titus refused to retreat. "This fort is Rome," he declared. He believed Roman discipline and walls would hold against any barbarian attack. Marcus privately disagreed. The fort's supplies were low, reinforcements were weeks away. But Roman commanders never showed fear, not even when death approached. Before sunrise, flaming arrows rained from the forest. Germanic warriors charged screaming through the snow. Massive axes smashed against Roman shields. Roman ballistae fired giant bolts into the attackers. The battle became chaos. Lucian stabbed his first enemy soldier but trembled afterward, horrified by what war truly looked like. The attack stopped as suddenly as it began, but the tribes did not leave. Thousands of warriors surrounded the fort from the forest. No messenger could escape. Armin planned to starve the Romans slowly. Days passed. Food became scarce. The wounded filled the medical tents. The soldiers began losing hope. Arguments broke out among the soldiers. Some demanded escape. Others blamed General Titus. One soldier tried to desert during the night and was captured. Roman law was brutal. Marcus ordered the deserter executed before the entire legion. Lucian watched in silence as discipline returned through fear. Rome survived because its soldiers feared dishonor more than death. Marcus discovered an old underground tunnel beneath the fort built decades earlier. It led beyond the walls into the forest. Some officers wanted to use it to escape. Marcus had another idea. He selected 20 volunteers for a dangerous mission, to destroy the enemy food stores. Lucian volunteered immediately. The Romans crawled through freezing tunnels beneath the fort. Outside, snowstorms covered the forest. The men moved silently between trees while enemy warriors drank and celebrated around fires. Lucian nearly panicked when he heard footsteps nearby. Marcus whispered, "Control your fear, or fear controls you." The Romans attacked quickly. Oil barrels exploded into flames. Enemy food wagons burned. Germanic warriors awoke screaming as chaos spread through the camp. Marcus and his men fought desperately while retreating toward the tunnel. Lucian saved Marcus by killing an enemy warrior charging from behind. The boy had become a soldier. Only half the Romans returned alive, but the enemy had lost much of their winter food supply. For the first time, Armin became angry. He ordered a full assault. The final battle was coming. War horns thundered across the valley. Thousands of Germanic warriors charged the walls at once. Ladders slammed against wooden towers. Roman archers fired non-stop until arrows ran out. General Titus was struck by a spear and collapsed. Marcus took command. "Hold the line!" he roared. The main gate shattered. Enemy warriors poured inside. Street fighting erupted between burning buildings. Lucian fought beside Marcus through smoke and fire. Every Roman knew the battle was lost, but surrender was never considered. The Roman eagle standard stood at the center of the fort. Enemy warriors tried capturing it. Marcus defended the banner with his remaining men. One by one, the Romans fell around him. Lucian was wounded protecting the eagle. Marcus raised his sword one final time. As long as the eagle stood, Rome still lived. Marcus and a handful of legionaries formed a shield wall in the center of the fort. Snow mixed with blood beneath their feet. Wave after wave of warriors crashed against Roman shields. The Romans fought until their swords broke, until their shields shattered, until only silence remained. Morning came quietly. The fort was destroyed. Bodies covered the snow. Lucian awoke beneath rubble, barely alive. Armin himself stood nearby. The warlord looked at the young Roman and said, "Tell your empire, Germania is not Rome." Then he let Lucian leave. Months later, Roman reinforcements finally arrived. They found only ruins buried beneath snow. The legion was gone. But stories spread across the empire about the soldiers who fought to the very end at the edge of the world. And deep within Germania's forests, the drums still echoed.